tell me this audio is fixed. Please tell me this audio is fixed. Jared, can you hear me? Please tell me my audio is fixed. Can you hear me? Tell me my audio is fixed. Please tell me my audio is fixed. Oh, you can hear me? Yeah. I was on the stream earlier and the audio wasn't working. All right, bet. Man. Jeez. We're back in action. Back in action. That was crazy. That's never happened before. Damn. The whole perfect. Yeah, Otis. That's never happened before. I just literally just had to just restart. It was like a glitch. It didn't make any sense. Russia. It's either Russia or Warren. I don't know which one of the two. It's Russia or Warren. It's one of them. Or the DNC. Fucking interference, man. It's one of the two. That was crazy. But like before, my stream used to like buffer a lot. That buffering should be a lot better than what it was. Like I made some modifications. So also let me know if it's buffering a lot or not. It shouldn't be. I need a fucking shape up. You closed theirs and reopened it? Yeah, as soon as I closed mine and reopened it, the audio, like it came back. It was just like a weird YouTube glitch. Yeah, Putin doesn't want this live stream happening. Come on now. Putin don't want that. I actually don't like. I'm not like Russia crazy like a lot of people were there for a while. Like, did they like interfere in our elections to a degree? Sure, but we interfere in other people's elections too. Let's just be honest. No, I haven't seen that. I got good. I know who you meant. It was really good. Or did he say something stupid? Sunday, but there were like 24 polls in December. Straight trash. Straight trash. They didn't want Yang on that debate stage at all. At all. At the speaking times for the debate. So Elizabeth Warren got the most. I think she got 19 minutes. Bernie Sanders got the second. Klobuchar got after that. And then Steyer tried to get that fixed. That's why there was no stream Sunday and stuff like that. Like I tried to get the buffering thing fixed. So let me know if it's buffering a lot or not. Here's the thing. I want to say he can, but they are willing to do anything. Anything. they're willing to go as low as possible to get somebody they don't want out of there. Like they will smear like nobody's business. It's really hard. He also said we can't just put who you want on stage with was a strong reference, but not that Andrew by name. People are asking for this person to be on stage, and the people want that person. That's why I said Andrew Yang won the debate in the last video I did, because all I saw on the timeline were refund Warren Yang. And I'm like, yo, they're not even talking about nobody was talking about anything that was going on. I mean, besides the Warren smear, anything that was going on in the debate, nobody was talking about. They weren't talking about anything like that on social media. They weren't talking about anything like that today. If you look in the headlines on mainstream media, nobody was, where's Andrew Yang? People that's not Yang. Why is he not there? Yeah, he had the Patricia Lynn. He had polls, but he refused to use some. And some of those polls were polls that they used prior. Andrew Yang got polls. Shown her true colors, man. She's shown her true colors. I know Yang Gang. There's a large chunk from what I see on my channel. It's split. Some Yang Gang absolutely detest Bernie Sanders. Some Yang is horrific. She showed her true colors. Like she's shown like all the gloves are off. I don't care. It is no, like, you got to remember, they released this, it released 2 days before the debate, and the campaign acted like they don't know where it came from. And then later on, it come to find out the campaign's the one that released it. Shady. And then to ask her to run. But it's like, turn your brain off. I can't believe Bernie said that. So everything he said about there being a woman president and there should be a woman president, let's forget all that. Let's pretend this time is true. It's just so weird how people like, it's so weird. It's so weird. And don't get this twisted. If you took Sanders out after him too in any way she could, in an ugly way. I'm not breaking up. Manipulate rules. Yeah, I'm not at all. Exactly. They bend to our wills. That's why I've always said, like, they expect you, okay, your candidate didn't get in, but this person we shoved down your throat, you're going to vote for him anyway. You're going to do it. Just be a good little voter and go vote for this person we forced. I probably have about 3 different candidates that I like. You know, that's why I said Yang's number 1. Then there's Tulsi. Then there's Bernie. And if like they tried to force Amy Klobuchar on me, I couldn't do it. A candidate has to earn your vote. Make me want to vote for you. But you're not going to play this game. And that's why, especially when I talk to the African-American community, one of the biggest issues they always bring up is, yo, my vote don't matter anyway. They say that. I've lost count of how many times they've said that. Yo, my vote don't really matter anyway. And it's because of things like that, like shoving someone down our throat and forcing us to vote for that person. I'm just not going to do it. My car literally just got to the shop today. So when you're in a car accident and you obviously have full coverage, an appraiser has to come out and, look at the damage, and then they give you the funds for the damage. It took them a week to go see my car. So mind you, I have a rental. So I had to have a rental for a week, and they pay for some of the rental, but they don't pay for all of the rental. You still come out of your pocket with some. So I've had a rental for a week, and it took them a week. Literally today, they did the appraisal for the car, took it to the shop that I wanted it to go to. And then it's probably going to take at least another 5 days for them to get it fixed. So I'm going to be in a rental for another 5 days. Yeah, she's very shady, Otis. Yeah, Hugh, and this is what I was saying with Bernie. There's nothing realist too, right? And he needs to understand you can aim high, but you're probably going to get here. You can aim up here, but you're probably going to get here, right? And I believe he does know that. He's not going to go on stage and say that, but I believe he knows that. He's not going to get a lot of the stuff he wants to get implemented. It's just not going to happen. I don't think he's not going to fight for it. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They're going to hate his guts the entire time. They're going to hate his guts. Did you did you see how CNN like framed that debate? They were like, Sanders, why don't you do that Warren wants you to do? Like it's like that's how every news station is going to be if he gets in there for his entire 4 years. That's exactly how it's going to be. While with an Andrew Yang, there's going to be a lot more compromise, a lot more meeting in the middle, and a lot more shit will get done if Yang becomes president. Like he is adored by both people on the left and the right. He's not super controversial at all in that sense. Gilly, you know, and so they put me in a Hyundai Sonata. Is it a Sonata? I'm not feeling it. No, for a day just because that's one thing, but like I can't even enjoy it. It's still buffering for you. Besides Patricia Lynn, is it buffering for anybody else? Let me know, guys. Oh, coming back in. Okay. If Yang does not get the nomination, what do you think about VP? Who would pick him? Joe Biden would pick an Andrew Yang for a vice president. Pretty bad. Damn, what the hell? Jared, I legitimately did that before I signed on. I rebooted the router. Anything? That's craziness. Let me check something. That's crazy. The CPU might be high. Joe Biden would probably pick an Andrew Yang. Everybody says me and Paget's are the ones that like buffer the most. Yeah, Van Jones likes Andrew Yang. What was it like a couple debates ago, 2 or 3 debates ago? He said he likes Andrew Yang. He's got a pretty big. That was pretty dope. But I always like between you and me, guys. Like you probably knew too. Like people were in my like DMs, like sending me stuff about the Dave Chappelle thing. Like way before, like I guess because he like mentioned it at his shows and stuff like that, but they didn't want it to like be too big at the time. But Paget streaming right now too. How she on my time? Come on, Paget. Can you imagine me and Paget trying to do an interview together? It'd be the most buffered ass stream. I'm trying to yang the world, Helen. I'm trying to yang the world. Paget is worse at buffering. Is she in? Where's she? I also need to know what happened with the Evelyn Yang interview. Like, what's going on with that? I think I raised like for Evelyn Yang. Or well, Secure the Yang. So November I raised $2,000, and in December I raised over $2,000 to get an interview with Evelyn. I haven't heard anything back from it though. Jared, MSNBC is not getting better with Yang. What was it? Two or three videos ago I dropped. They associated Yang with the wrong person again. They said he was a billionaire who was going to come out and talk about universal basic income and stuff like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Andrew Yang's the besides Pete Buttigieg is the poorest person on that stage. I'm gonna watch the review. Like I'm gonna go on the. I like Colbert. Buttigieg. That dude is. I wish I could fix this buffering. I don't. I wish I could fix the buffering. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I mean, you would think MSNBC would get better after this. I did a video. The video maybe a little more than a month ago now, and at the time when I reported it, they screwed up 16 times with either the wrong picture or the wrong name or something like that. 16. I'm sure it's more by now. They should have zero screw ups. Like he literally boycotted them. Yeah, YouTube is. I don't know why it's. I don't know. If I stream from my phone, it probably wouldn't even do that. It's weird because I've talked to Nerds for Yang on my phone, and it was fine. It's really weird. Thank you, Ramblin' Rose. Okay. Yeah, because I know I did the Secure the Yang in December, and then I never heard anything after that. I don't think I won. I don't even know like how the rules were. Like with Nerds for Yang one, there was like 3 people could interview her. The first two were who raised the most, and the third was like at random. I don't know what the rules for the Evelyn one was. I know I raised over $2,000, but I'm sure herself and Kai uh, definitely raised more. And there were more people. There were like 16 people in this one. Letty, who do you think their candidate is? Is it Klobuchar? Or is it Buttigieg? Yeah, this I don't understand. I got to start using StreamMate. I know Mindful Skeptic uses StreamMate. They come back to hurt her in the long run. It was not a good move on her. Otters in the snow. Ultimately, do I think Yang not being on yesterday's debate was a good thing or a bad thing? Yang was the winner of the debate. He was being talked about. People were saying, "Man, I miss Andrew Yang. Where's Andrew Yang? Don't you miss a whole different light?" And then everybody else was stacked. There was at one point where she blanked out, and she was like, and she like kept repeating herself. It was bad. He actually saved himself from not being there. It made him look better because it made it seem like, yo, Yang is the adult in the room. Look at these children. Like he didn't like gain anything, but he doesn't have to gain anything because he's got a strong lead. He's at the substantive. It's because he was friends with Obama. He's Obama's VP. That's it. Like, there's no like critical thinking. Like, why are African Americans? No, it's because of the Obama syndrome. That's all it is. It's between him and Amy, but Warren, she's making it hard for to keep Pete in that spot. How much do we make combined? She gave me the rough numbers. I think the rough numbers in December was like 100 short from the $50,000 goal, but the numbers were still coming in. So I think we are either just under 50 or at 50. Stop machines from making Americans poor. I'm gonna have to check that out. Joe Scarborough and Mika are always praising Joe Biden this morning, Joe. Yeah, I don't get the Biden thing. I honestly, I believe if Joe Biden is the nominee, there's a very good chance Donald Trump will become president or remain president. He doesn't energize anybody. Who's going out energized to vote for Joe Biden? I just don't see it. As cold oatmeal. Exactly. It's like, who? And Bernie Sanders. Now, obviously, he believes Bernie over everybody. I believe Yang is surefire to defeat Donald Trump. I believe Tulsi's surefire. I believe Bernie has a chance. He has a chance because he, love him or hate him, he does energize the base. Him and Joe Biden are neck and neck right now, but I can't see them energizing. I think Donald Trump would sweep. Actually, I think Donald Trump would sweep an Amy Klobuchar. He'd sweep up. Well, Pete Buttigieg would never be. He has like 2% of the black vote, so he'd never be the Democratic nominee. What's going on, Legendary Squad? Where am I at? I'm in my wine cave. I do declare. Patricia Lynn, I don't know why it's. I wish I could stop the buffering. Like, I'm not even on. This is crazy. But at least I know it's not me. If you're saying it's doing it to Paget too, then I know it's just not me. I think Yang or so yeah. So if Joe Biden did something slick like make Yang his VP, to the point where 9 times out of 10 he would win. Some drastic changes would have to happen for Yang to win. I mean, his back's against the wall. It's back's against the wall. Everything will happen where the others, you'll get a shift where people flip and help get. There's no way Amy Klobuchar is the nominee, and they're like, "Let's go do this." It's not. Biden's been holding on to, as reported today, 60 million. At one point, he was hemorrhaging money. Wine cave, pinky out. Yeah, I'm not voting for for just any old body. Who wants the status quo? Like, status quo candidate? Think about the same shit we're complaining about now. Ramblin' Rose, I think they gave him was it over $10 million worth of airtime? Like, double cup too. It's double cupped. And it's legit wine. Like, I'm not even bullshitting. It's legit wine. Paget's crashed on you. She probably had a lot of people in her stream though. She probably had a lot of people on there. I was just looking at how many subscribers. I think she has over 20,000 subscribers. It's insanity. I'm close to 3. I'm close to 3K, which is again is insanity as well. It's snowing. I'm so over the snow. I wouldn't be mad if it didn't snow another day. Yeah, Drew, I'm gonna watch the Colbert. I'm probably gonna do a video on it tomorrow. I'm gonna watch the interview and then do a breakdown. I don't do it for every interview. Like he was just on the View. I couldn't do it. That's just to prop up someone else. I probably vote Trump out of resentment. So I did a poll in the community tab, and it was, are you gonna vote blue no matter what? Are you gonna not vote at all? Are you gonna vote what kind of wine? It's a sweet red. It's not bad. What's good, Sonic Prop? That's my guy. What's going on? How long was it, Tom? Because I knew they usually. Amy's not going to be the nominee. She's always babbling her status with Republicans, but no support for her with them. She went after Kavanaugh. If this was like Amy Klobuchar would win if this was like a couple years ago. If this was some years ago, pre-Trump, she'd actually probably be. It's just not. It's not the climate. It is like she's in the wrong climate now. Definitely the best late night interview. Yeah, I dropped a video. I'm gonna get his name wrong. Was it Jimmy Kimmel? Was it Kimmel who at the end was like, "Yeah, in the background," and I was talking to RJ, and I was like, "You're not gonna be president." Red wine for you too. You've got good. Like I get it was in jest. He meant it, but I like he meant what he said, but he was being comedic about it. But like, it was just this to that man's face, man. He did a segment, then went to break and came back and continued to talk to him. That's good. And I bet you Yang was like very entertaining. Yang knows how to play to a crowd. He's quick witted. He's smart on his feet. That's what you need. You need that if you're going to beat a Trump. If you don't know how to play to a crowd, if you're not quick on your feet, you're not going to beat a Donald Trump. It's just not happening. You got to be sharp, man, because Trump is quick. I still remember like everybody was dying. There were people in the room that hated Donald Trump, hated him. And then they were talking to Trump and they were like, "Oh, you said this and this about women, that they're ugly and fat and blah, 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 blah." He was like, "What I was talking about." And the fucking, the whole room lost it. I only met Rosie. Oh, man. Sorry, Amy's not the woman. Woman will find her. It was Tosi. But you want to talk about shivving someone, man. You prefer ginger ale with a shot or two of Tanqueray gin and a slice of lemon. That sounds good. Ginger ale, I've got the lemon. I don't have the gin. I just got vodka in there. I've just got wine and vodka in my fridge. But that would probably still work. Yeah, Sonic, Trump can be hilarious. Yeah, like that dude can be funny. Man, when he was getting on the Republicans, tiny hands, Marco, jab, clap, like counteract that. Bernie can't counteract that. Bernie's not sharp like that. He can get out some one-liners, but like it's literally a one-liner. Yang, he'll match him every step of the way. Izzy, I think people were trying to find out. Stage 100%. Patricia, so use vodka already. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try it. Big deal. I'm kind of like a big deal. You do know I'm president. Like Trump, man. If you guys go back, no, Jake, Bernie's not that fast. He can get out a one-liner like, "I wrote the damn bill. I wrote it. It was me and Larry David." Like, he can get out a one-liner but he's not quick like that. Trump is quick. Go back and watch how he campaigned. That dude was on fire. He campaigned, mind you, this was before. Damn, I don't know why it's doing that. It's being the opposite of your name. It's not being Sonic at all. You ran an incredible campaign. You got to have somebody on fire. True, I don't know what it is. It was doing the same thing to Paget. It's YouTube. I'm not on Wi-Fi. I have an Ethernet cord plugged in. I literally don't know what it is. It might be the CPU. It might be the CPU. No, I'm not on Wi-Fi. I have an Ethernet cord. Whole segment should be nothing compared to the, being on that debate stage. Did you guys see Klobuchar when she was like stumbling on her words? Like she literally went blank for a second. She couldn't think of what to say. Yeah, Tom Green is a Yang fan. I saw that. Chappelle is, but like they don't remember the Tom Green show. We remember the Tom Green show. They don't fucking remember the Tom Green show. Patricia, I'm going to disagree. They don't want Yang. They don't want Yang. They know he's not a democratic socialist, but like they hate his universal basic income idea. They hate it. They hate it. Aquarius, I haven't seen it hating on it. Like legit, I haven't seen it. The only person I saw hating on it was Tim Black. Like he was like, I'm all mad about it. I just haven't seen it. Maybe I'm too in a bubble at the moment, but I haven't seen anybody hating on it. Sonic prop, I gotta look into it. I don't know why it's doing it. I'll probably cut the stream at like 1 hour. I usually do 2 hours, but I'll cut it at an hour because I legit don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I'm not even on Wi-Fi. Van Jones said that last night. DNC needs to wake up so no one on the stage can beat Trump. Then he added, it was like cold oatmeal. He just misses the. It was cold oatmeal. It was cold. Actually, Warren has sealed the deal. There is absolutely no way she could beat Trump now. And in the front, you stabbed him twice. Ugly, real ugly. It's an ugly. Sorry, Polly. I don't know why it's doing. Why did everybody assume that Chappelle wouldn't go for Yang? Like I don't. Why would they make that assumption? That's just so weird. Yeah, Kenneth Warren's done. She's like this was like John is it Idarola endorsed. Definitely not Bernie if they're black conservatives. So they must have wanted Chappelle. Black conservatives need to wake up. Let me interview them. Let me talk to them. Right? It's Trump going against Yang is like his biggest fear. Like, so serious. That ammunition on. He can use so much ammo. But Drew, I don't think those were burners. He said, no, Sonic, she's not low key foul. She's high key foul. That was a bad move. I don't know. I've never liked Tim Black, man. I've never liked Tim Black. It's not even anything personal. It's not like I saw a video that like pissed me off or anything. I just can't get into his videos. Can't do it. I can't do it. He's a huge channel, bigger than like I'm fucking throwing rocks. I don't like it. That was happening for weeks. It got leaked like weeks before this. Like in my inbox, like I have people like sending me audio and stuff like that of Chappelle talking about Yang at like some of his events and shit. So I knew it was coming. I couldn't have been the only one that knew it was coming. But it wasn't surprising to me. I'm surprised that people were so shocked. If Yang brings ratings, he'll be on air. They should have had him at the damn debate then. If they have hope, they need to get off of. Do they do African Americans really understand how much the freedom dividend would help them? Biden's offering you no such thing, not even African Americans cool with status quo. Think about that. 45% of the black vote. That means 45% of the African Americans subscribers. And now I'm like less than 100 subscribers away from 3,000 views with. And then Yang came along and I was like, all right, let's make this about Yang. This guy should be POTUS. And here we are almost, 3,000 subscribers later. Totally unexpected. No, they don't. That's the sad part. Yeah, man. We gotta get them out of that, because when I talk to African Americans, one of the things I hear constantly is my vote doesn't matter anyway. And it's like blacks have sadly accepted their lot and are satisfied with being poor at this point. And that's verbiage itself, freedom dividend, and cling on to it and help make it something. Because he's Obama's VP. Obama didn't even endorse this man. Obama didn't even want this man. Us. Joe Biden just wants to be president for his legacy. I can lie to you. I fucking love me some Kyle Kalinske. Progressive Voice. I did a video about him smearing Yang. TYT, they've gone down the tubes. Tim Black bores me. Yang will grow on blacks once they get to know him better with Chappelle events. You know what? Hopefully that is something that works. I feel like he did need like an African American voice to speak on his behalf. Yang needed someone to speak on his behalf. That they could be like, oh, this guy does check out. And Obama was going to come in and do a whole bunch of stuff for black people because he was the same skin color and start doing all extraordinary shit for women. That's not how it works. That's not how it's going to work. Just like when Obama came in and people were like, oh, Obama's here. Our lives are about to change. I would have a beer with Obama any fucking day of the week. They had to learn it the hard way. Is You're right. I'm done with all the progressive media. There are so Bernie bros. It's sad. There really are them. I mean, yeah, I hear you, but it's to be expected. They're so jaded they felt so screwed that they've gone full on fuck everything else. I still don't think they're as bad as MAGA. I'm being honest. I've had MAGA people tell me Donald Trump is the best president ever. I'm like, ever? Like, ever? Okay. Yang will be president of the United States. If it's not this time around for whatever fucking reason, Yang will be president of the United States. He did all that. I'm black. I'm cool, president, but only helped white. Aware of his policies, and I'm well aware that he didn't do anything in particular to help us. Towards the end, he started getting non-violent drug offenders out of jail, like after his second term was running up. I mean, Obamacare Foundation, which was backed by Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich, and you know, it had some in the right direction, but he just, I know across Canada, I know. I'm only on here for another 4 minutes. I don't know why it's buffering like the way it is. I don't know why. They don't want to hear anything not Bernie. It's not even if it don't start with fuck the billionaires. They forget that history, put their lifetime like a crown. Oh, Ronnie. Yeah, they trolling. He doesn't even know what the fuck trolling is. Donald Trump is the best. Insanity. Listen, don't, especially now, look, especially after what Warren just did to Bernie. Understand the reason for a while there, when I started the channel talking about Yang was the competition. So that's when I started seeing the friction. Now, Yang Gang and Bernie supporters bump heads. Okay. But after the Warren incident, they're not going to trust any fucking body. They're aggressive. Yeah, I don't know why I buffered like this. A lot of likes. Listen, I don't experience this, but I hear everyone else say it. Believe Bernie has supporters than Trump supporters, or is it just like you're trying to talk policy with them and they're just vehemently disagreeing with everything you're saying, or are they just being like belligerent? Saw that post. I never saw that post. It's just such a weird correlation. So Bernie Sanders supporters, that's the opposite of him. And it just 12% of Trump supporters, but that was at the beginning of the race. I think Yang has taken all that since he's the only one not vilifying Trump. Yeah, Bernie had a decent amount of Trump supporters. Tulsi did too. I know Yang did as well. Um, they all three of them do pretty well with independents. But look, I don't hate Donald Trump in the way that I see a lot of people hate Donald Trump. I think there's reason for a lot of people to hate Donald Trump. I get it. I don't hate him in the same sense as a lot of other people do. I just don't think he's a competent president. Because you think of everything and then I'm off this because it's buffering like crazy for you guys. It's been an hour. I usually do 2 hours, but I can't keep doing the streams where it's buffering like that. It's just not fair to you guys. But what would you do if Bernie Sanders said, I want Andrew Yang as my VP? Curious. Would you then unite with Burners? Exactly. I think he's acting impulsive. He's beating his chest. He's sitting at home. I don't want Bernie. Nope, I don't want Bernie. I don't want Yang VP. I want Yang as president. No, we all want Yang as president. But even Yang said, because they asked Yang when he went on The View, say you don't get, and he said, yeah, because he's in the business to help make things better. If he can get into a position to help make things better, he would do it. So my question to you guys is, what would you do in that scenario? Be interested in the second chair because Yang was pro Bernie in 2016. You got to vote Trump. There's a lot of people that vote. Listen, I keep telling people it is highly likely, depending who they get in there, that Donald Trump will be the president of the United States again. Right in Yang for prez. Sorry, Bernie's too far left. Take of the country. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if he didn't get through, he would take a different position. He would do whatever he had to do to help the country out. I don't think Bernie would ask Yang to be his VP anyway. He there it wouldn't mesh well. It just wouldn't mesh well. Joe Biden would ask Yang to be his VP. One of them fools would need to consider Tulsi Gabbard too. Yang supporters would let Trump sink the ship. Andrew Yang and Bernie Sanders, they have two of the most. You fuck over the Yang gang, they will do the exact opposite of what you want them to do. They will do the antithesis of the right thing for your candidate if you fuck the Yang gang over. How does the DNC not know that? They have to know that. They have to know that. I almost think like they want Trump. Wow, Richard Ojeda. I remember him. He dropped out way early. I was digging Richard Ojeda too. Tulsi's far better than Amy. Andrew Yang and Jackie Chan. What? Jackie! Have you ever watched there was a cartoon like the New Adventures of Jackie Chan or something like that? That was a good cartoon. I think the establishment wants Trump too. Why would Pelosi do a trial knowing she would lose him from the jump? I was shouting that from the ceilings. Like I was literally on social media and I tried not to. Okay, so my Twitter and my YouTube are politics. My Instagram and my Facebook, they're like just everyday, normal, non-politics shit, right? But even on some of them, like I had to like keep telling people like Trump is still like people really thought Trump was no longer the president. Like people were like fucking shouting to the rooftops and like praising Nancy Pelosi. I'm like, she didn't do a goddamn thing. His time for a feel good moment. And then I guarantee his numbers are going to go up. His favorability numbers are going to go up. It happened with Bill Clinton too. Like it's his. Patricia Lynn remembers it. Yeah, the uncle was like, Jackie! Running for Senate in Virginia. No, someone tried to kill Ojeda. He was fuck. Is Ellen in the Yang gang? I don't know. Yeah, it's on my. If you look on Patricia Lynn, if you look on my banner, it's up there. It says FB/ and then what it is. It's on there. If you look at the banner, on my YouTube page. America's hatred for establishment Congress and Senate runs deeper than the hate for Trump. I agree. That's exactly, and they seem to not understand that we despise them more. That's why Donald Trump is president of the United States. Hillary Clinton was pretty despised. Now, don't get me wrong, she won the popular vote, but he won where it counted because she was despised. Because she oozed establishment being Yang Gang, but I don't think she's Yang Gang. I don't think she's Yang Gang. I feel like Ellen would be like an Elizabeth Warren I'm being interesting. Yeah, that's Bindon. I think we should call him Bindon. I like Bindon more. It actually makes him sound like a better candidate. Bindon knocked it out of the park, yeah. List of endorsements are kind of Tesla CEO Elon Musk, Casey Neistat, who is a fellow YouTuber, sports Marcellus Wiley, Antonio Bryant, Dominique Wilkes, Tommy Chung, marijuana. That's how you Tommy Chung, marijuana. Yang was on the Ellen show, but he's not part of the Yang game. What's up with that? I mean, she was just giving him a chance to speak his mind. Like he was on Colbert today, but I don't think Colbert's Yang gang, at least not yet. But yeah, I see Ellen as more of an Elizabeth Warren kind of supporter. Chris Jericho, break the walls down. Chris Jericho, Y2J. Bringing me back to my wrestling days. Anita Baker, she's for Yang Gang. Van Jones. Didn't see anybody who could take on Donald Trump. Haven't seen the anonymous coverage that I did. Go watch that. That shit was funny as hell. It took me like 3 takes because I was fucking laughing hysterically the whole time. If you haven't seen me cover Miss as Yang Gang, go check that out. Oh, I respect him for putting out who he likes. A lot of these people on these, shows, these news shows, pretend that like, oh, I'm being fair and biased. No, you're not. Who the fuck do you like? Who do you really like? Who are you leaning towards? Stephen Young, Ronnie Chang, David Arquette, Olivia Wilde, Nicholas Cage, really? Nicholas Cage, James Gunn. I saw that from the Lips. Dave Chappelle, Trevor Noah. Can't stand Whoopi Goldberg at this point. At one point, I was a Whoopi fan. Even during some time in The View, I was a Whoopi fan. But that just kept going on. I'm like, yo, I can't stand Whoopi. She was like the only one on The View that like I had an inkling, just a decent amount of respect for, and it's gone. I'm not a Whoopi Goldberg fan. Tucker Carlson, Anonymous, Dave Chappelle, Elon Musk. When you get different avenues of life and prestige endorsing you, you're doing something right. Shut up, or the bunny. I like him though. I like him. I don't like his Ghost Rider movies, but I like him. If Keanu Reeves endorsed Andrew Yang, it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, right? That was Keanu Reeves. I'm pretty sure that was Keanu Reeves. God, I'm dating myself. My issue with Whoopi Goldberg doesn't have anything to do with Yang. I just what I've seen on The View and like the stuff she says and like made me not like her. She's not one of my favorite people anymore. She used to be. She represents dark skinned women. To be honest, I could care less about her race or I'm not a Meghan McCain fan at all. I actually detested Meghan McCain, but she was talking about the impeachment. She was actually trying to talk sense about it. And they were literally like, shut her off. Like, for the one time she was right, the one time Meghan McCain was right, they were so in their feelings. They're like, nope, we don't want to hear it. I was like, what the fuck? You don't have to like what she's saying, but you're like, she was telling them about the Senate. They got like so butthurt, triggered. They got triggered. Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yang's not allowed to be near a whole bunch of butts. The skipping. So, all right, it's 1:17. Damn. See, I said I was going to end it after an hour, and it's already kept going longer. Who supports Andrew Rock and my In my books, all this together are going to take millions. All differ. I mean, I can't base me. She's making a smart decision if she were to uh, endorse Andrew Yang. Good on her. Yeah, Megan McCain got her job because of who her daddy was. All because of her daddy. That's it. And for like the first couple years, all she would say is like, my dad this, my dad that, because of my dad, me and my dad. We get it. We know. Like doing a lot, but they're usually right over her. They were just wrong about the impeachment stuff. She was actually correct, but they just did not want to hear it. Like they damn near covered their ears. They did not want to hear it. Plugged into an Ethernet. It's not you. I really don't think it's you. I think it's me. I'm plugged into an Ethernet, plugged in with an Ethernet cable. I don't have anything else running except the stream. It's I'm baffled. I'm baffled. The chat is popping like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Did you guys see that dance? Like they were showing the Jean-Claude Van Damme, like I forgot what movie he was in, and like he did this like weird dance karate thing, like he beat up two guys. They had it on one of the late night shows again too. Now, there's no way past her. I wouldn't put it past her to vote for an Andrew Yang. With the Asian girl, yeah. Kickboxer, there you go. That shit was funny. He was the shit. Look, I know this is going to be tough, gang, but think about if Trump wins again. The courts will be in Republican control for the next 40 years. I don't think we should do that for the future. Oh, you're talking about voting for Trump, Patricia? But Patricia, let me ask you this. If the DNC and the media, think about what you said. What you said is true. And they know this. And they're willing to skip on the best possible person. Like something's got to give. Something has to give. We can only be sheep for so long before we let the walls cave in on everybody. Like we can only be sheep for so long. And that's what we'd be doing. If we said fuck it and we all voted blue, no matter what, just to stop Trump, then the DNC and the media did exactly what they did what they wanted anyway. And they're like, see, be good little sheep. Vote for who we want you to vote for. That's a tough pill to swallow. We did it with Hillary. They did it with Hillary. And like Russell from Grassroots Yang Gang was saying, he said he refuses to vote for the lesser of two evil again. He won't do it. Let's be honest. I don't like that Yang is holding on to his interview. I can't even put it out right now if I wanted to. And the show itself didn't put the interview out. Well, they probably uploaded it to YouTube in cut segments. Yeah. I spoke to Zach and Matt's show like maybe once or twice. So who knows? And vote blue no matter what. We keep building Yang. But that's the thing. We're not going to build Yang's platform. If we get a Joe Biden in there, we're not going to build Yang's platform. It's going to be status quo. He doesn't want to hear shit about what Yang has to say. If we get a Bernie in there, we're not going to vote Yang's platform. Guarantee he's not for UBI. I will vote if one of these candidates, Patricia, if one of these candidates say, you know what, I will give my word that I will do everything in my power to work with Yang and put a universal basic income in, they'd get a vote. There's got to be some compromise. They got to compromise. You want us to vote Yang with? It's got to be something. If you've got to adopt something. What is it? Let's lay it out. Yang is offering this, 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 this. He's got 10 things for you to offer. Which 5 are you taking? Good night, Patricia Lynn. I'll probably be off this in like 5 minutes. I'm leaving in 5 minutes because the buffering is that bad. I hear you, Aquarius, but I think Yang would be VP. Like he would take that position if he didn't get through. Well, first of all, I retweeted it too. Said he'll end his campaign when he wins. So he has no plans on ending his campaign, and he shouldn't. But I think if it came down to it, and for what I absolutely think he'd be a VP, depending on who the person was. Thing though, they look at you as a traitor when you go for third party. Isn't that what they did with Tulsi? They were like, if you go third party, you're a traitor. Didn't they smear her with that? Didn't they smear her with that too? Like smears would be 100% in full effect. I agree. However, think about burners. They want a revolution no matter what happens to gear it all down. Yang wants to build on whatever it is in place right now with forward thinking and change. I agree. But we need the right. If you were to ask me, do now, and judge would adopt any of Yang's rhetoric, I don't think he'd adopt any of his policies. None of it. Joe Biden might be convinced. I think Joe Biden likes Andrew Yang. Joe Biden might be convinced. So it depends on the candidate that gets through. If Yang wants to build on whatever's in place and move forward and changes, that is possible depending on the candidate that gets through. I don't think that'll happen with someone like a Pete Buttigieg. Ironically, I think that could happen with Amy Klobuchar. I really do. I think Amy would listen to Yang. I don't think it would be with the Pete. It wouldn't be with the Bernie. And after what I've seen with Warren, it wouldn't be with the Warren. A Tom Steyer absolutely would work with the Yang, but he's not going to be the Democratic nominee. Obviously, Tulsi would have worked. Kamala Harris. Think about it. I think Kamala Harris would have worked with Yang and to push forward, Yang's ideas and to build upon and move forward. Kamala, no, she laughed at Yang. She's great. Even 5 minutes ago, they were attacking her. It's funny. I was always pro Tulsi Gabbard. And I think what they did to her was wrong. They cut her off by the feet. He has jumped to her defense, but there'd be a plethora of other people that do it first. He needs, but Tulsi Gabbard has defended Bernie Sanders tons of times. I don't even know what the Burners are complaining about. Tulsi Gabbard put out a statement saying Bernie met with me in private as well when I was going to do my run, and he wished me all the best and gave me nothing but kind words and acknowledged that she could do it. So, she already put out in his defense. Like, she doesn't need to keep running to his Gabbard as VP. If Biden has a heart attack while running, does his VP? Bernie went and got stents. Technically, he's in better health than he was before with the stents in. So it would depend. Biden has had was it brain hemorrhages? Biden has had like medical issues many, many times. No, I don't. I think it depends on the severity of the issue before the VP starts registering the query. And apparently, Biden really wants Yang to be Biden's VP. I can see that. Biden likes Yang. And don't get me wrong. I think he likes him, but it's also strategy too. If he were to get Yang. If Yang is Biden's 2020, Andrews. Yeah. Darcy, that's hard to argue with. Yeah, I mean, this is his last hurrah. You get a lot of progressive support. You're a woman. He laid out all the reasons why she should run. She said no. So that's the only reason he ran in 2015, 2016. Tulsi does look like Wonder Woman. She looks like she could make a. I mean, Gal Gadot's not bad, but she could make a good Wonder Woman. Like, she's unflinching. Or she would obliterate Donald Trump. Like, there's nothing he can say to her that hasn't. She's unflinching. No to Joe, but love him. The time has come. Here's my issue with Joe. Caught up to him. I just saw an interview with him like a couple years ago, and it was like two different Joe Bidens. I feel like a lot of people say like Bernie's too old. Bernie can't. Bernie's got to drop out. Like, he's too old. He can't be president. I feel the same about Joe Biden. Like, his abilities are on a decline, and it's not pretty. Yang and Richard Ojeda. So I'm assuming that's if you're meaning if Yang becomes president to make Richard Ojeda his VP. I could see that. I like Richard Ojeda. Bernie has no backbone when it comes to stuff like that. No backbone. I mean, he calls out Trump and stuff like that, but he has no backbone. When Cenk Uygur was getting attacked, and Cenk came to Bernie, Cenk went to Bernie, and I'm going to stay on you. I don't care. That's what Bernie should have did. He should have never been like, I'm taking back my endorsement. Well, you can't take back an endorsement unless it's like extreme, like unless the candidate committed murder or some shit, or like some racist shit comes out. But like, you cannot like just take back your endorsement so willy-nilly. I could care less. I'll be honest, Darcy. I have no sympathy for the comments in Warren's feed. She deserves every comment she gets. She's a snake. And I'm not talking about, we can all disagree with Bernie Sanders' policies. We can say Bernie Sanders shouldn't be this, Bernie Sanders shouldn't be that. I'm completely fine with that. But she did him dirty, and she should be called out for it because she's a liar. She's been lying the whole time. She lied about her heritage. She lied about the book deal. She's smeared. It's shady. So you don't have to be a Bernie Sanders supporter or fan to her in the comments. Beefing and bumping heads with Yang Gang about bullshit, that's different. That's different. And my answer to you guys is, when Bernie Sanders supporters come at your neck, is you destroy them with facts and logic. But I have no sympathy for Elizabeth Warren right now. Completely smeared him. Obama, yeah, he didn't want Biden to run. And Obama came out, had like a sit down with Elizabeth Warren like 2 weeks ago, and was giving her major props. I mean, if we're doing out with the old, in with the new, then they all got to go. Like, Nancy Pelosi's got to go. They all got to go. They all got to go. And I'm for that. Like, look, they don't even want to legalize. There's still people that don't even want to legalize marijuana. Like, those are the old heads. Supported a pedophile to the end, but Bernie backed out after an old 5 years ago. That's coward. That's not. He didn't back. Listen. No. That's not exactly the truth. Bernie still supported him after that. Cenk asked him to take the support, and he did. But as soon as he saw a sliver of light that he didn't have to keep it, he got out of it, which was cowardly. Keep that endorsement. Keep that from more than 5 years ago about some shit he was saying, but he's a different person now, and he's done a lot of progressive shit. I think he's on the right side. But then they took interviews, with him, and misconstrued interviews when he was talking to David Duke and a whole bunch of other shit. They smeared him to holy hell. But see, Cenk's different, because Cenk is the kind of politician you can't win with like that, because he's loud and boisterous, and he'll get in your that's what I was saying like before. Like, if I couldn't imagine me running, because I'd be like, you're a fucking liar. Like, that's how Cenk is too. Like, Cenk would be like, you're lying, of course. Like, it doesn't work against Cenk. But Bernie Sanders should have kept his support. I still think Bernie is better than Biden, Pete, Klobuchar, Steyer, He's just not better than Yang or Tosi. He's just not. And he's better than Warren too. I don't think she's actually. I take that back. I don't think she's gonna drop out. But there's no way she doesn't see the heat on her. There's no way she doesn't see the heat on her. They're probably advising her. I guarantee they're advising her, look, don't even, her advisors are with her, don't even open up social media. Don't even look at social media. Let's just let this blow off for a couple of days. We'll handle, pit full of fucking snakes. Obama class bet he was the one who told Andrew go out and bring people crashing down in Washington as challenge freaking accepted. If Obama said that, then he Obama needs to. If Obama should endorse Yang, then yeah, Cenk actually said this. Cenk said he did not want any endorsements. That came from this. I mean, I don't know. That came from Cenk. He saw they were getting heat on them for endorsing him, so Cenk said, "Don't endorse me." He told Bernie Sanders. Cenk would say, Bernie wasn't the front runner at the time. But yeah, I do believe Cenk said that because that's the person he is. He saw the people he respects getting heat on them, and he was like, "Yeah, take that off of you. I don't want me running for that seat to hurt what you're trying to do." Endorsement. That's what he should have did. Warren could have come after him for voting for the crime bill, dump toxic waste in poor areas in Texas and Maine, and endorse mayor ban TV, black housing. She could have came after him for substantive things for sure, but she chose not to. What's going on, Naomi? What up? I said Biden, Warren, Amy, and DNC all share the same campaign consultant. CEO is Warren's main money man. How interesting is that? Very interesting. The debate was more like, do you agree with Warren or not? Nah, Aquarius, I got to disagree with you about Cenk. I don't see him that way. I see him as a passionate, genuine, loving guy who would more than willingly, and Kyle from Secular Talk, who knows him personally, has said the same thing. Cenk asked Bernie to take away endorsement. I just believe that. I believe it. If Cenk said it, Kyle said it, and then from watching TYT, it's just not in his nature. I personally feel it's not in his nature to be like, no, fucking keep the endorsement. No, Andrew Yang's about to make it rain with $1,000 a month. He better. Yeah, that Patricia. If Obama said that to Yang, then Obama needs to be endorsing Andrew Yang. Don't tell Yang to come out here, go make a difference, go do this and that, and then not endorse him. You see his back's against the rope. Like Obama's endorsement will make all the difference in the fucking world. What is he trying to spare Joe Biden's feelings? That any Democrat says to Trump's grab him by the pussy, Trump is a whole nother entity. Trump said I can shoot someone dead in the street in Fifth Ave, and you guys would still vote for me. Yes, he could say grab by the pussy, and it's not going to stick. He's a whole different entity. You can't equate anybody running to Donald Trump. He's a completely different entity. Nobody can do the shit that he's doing and get away with it. It's just not going to work. Trump is unique in that way, and he's strategic. So fucking he brought out the people that fucking accused Bill Clinton. He brought him out to the fucking debate. The dude's a different animal. He's a different beast. He can literally say whatever the fuck he wants. Think about it. The whole time when he was running, he'd say this and that one day, and the next day on a different show, he'd say something completely different. What the fuck? And they have footage of him saying, like, you said this. Well, Aquarius, we'll have to agree to disagree. I'm kind of glad Yang was on the debate. A lot of people were not impressed. Rather car wreck you can't look away from. Yeah, it was. He won the debate. him not being there was the best thing for him, ironically. Obama's endorsement before the general would be a double-edged sword. He should have been did it. I wouldn't wait right before the general. He should have been. I mean, Obama said he's not going to endorse anybody until there's a Democratic nominee. He's going to endorse the, but having a person having Obama's endorsement beforehand would have definitely catapulted him. It would have definitely affected the black vote as well immensely. That's why Joe Biden has 45% of the black vote. It's because of the Obama nostalgia. If Obama came out and said he was for someone else, Joe Biden would not have 45% of the black vote. Exactly, Darcy. He said he's not going to interfere. He wants it to play out. Trump's a domestic terrorist, both at home and abroad. He's not like you. We can be like, there's no Trump here. Like he's literally going through an impeachment or. So if we do talk about him, it's got to be in a constructive way, I guess. That's. Did you hear Steyer paid to trend higher than Yang yesterday? That's what. Add to trend higher than Yang. That's crazy. Are you positive? I don't want to report that and it's not. Let me know if that's like legit because that's insanity. I was watching Trump debates for 2016. Remember, Trump actually skipped out on the same debate at the same time right before Iowa, and Trump won Iowa. Shit getting real. Yeah, he was. Yo, that dude was a different. That dude was. Breakfast Club said nothing. Hot 97 said nothing. TYT said nothing. Damn it. Because Hot 97 and definitely the Breakfast Club themselves, Charlamagne the God himself said he's one of the worst voters. He's like the worst kind of voter. Like he votes for like all the superficial things. Like he votes for, oh, what's their color? Are they a woman? Are they this? Are they that? Okay, I'll vote for them. Like Charlamagne the God himself has said like he doesn't like pay attention to policy or any of that. He's one of those kind of voters. He's one of those kind of voters. He's a basic voter. So, that doesn't even surprise me. At the end of the day, they're not really in a politics. I've been done with TYT. It's not the same. TYT was good when, Jimmy Dore was on there and John Adirola was on there. And like back then they had like a sort of different feel to them. It's not the same. Like it's not the same. I might get through one video and then I got to be like, I got to turn it off. Billionaire case in point and fools. Did you hear Bernie supporters have been going around Iowa telling people not to vote for Yang because he can't win or he's a billionaire? Bernie said, come on now. Okay, so I believe Bernie supporters can go around Iowa and tell him not to vote for Yang. I mean, he is the competition. Like, that wouldn't be surprising. But, like, every Bernie supporter can't be that fucking bad. Like, I refuse to believe it. I know there's some toxicity, but, like, people aren't stupid. They know Yang's not a billionaire. You know who thought Yang was a billionaire? MSNBC. I covered that. Billionaire Andrew Yang is going to talk about his universal basic income. Show me. I mean, that wouldn't even be. I like that. That's not even a sound strategy for the Bernie supporters. As a matter of fact, they shouldn't even be worried about Yang right now. They need to be fucking trying to clear Bernie's name, and they need to be trying to go after fucking. Oh, I can't stand Anna Kasparian. Ugh. At least back then, I couldn't. I don't know how she is now because again, I haven't watched TYT like in a long time, so I don't know how she is now. But I know at the time, like she used to irritate. Oh, Jimmy Dore's kind of different. He has some irritating qualities about him, but nowhere near like an Anna Kasparian. look, everyone's going around Iowa telling lies about the other campaign. Exactly. Like I feel like everybody to try to get the other people to not vote for not their candidate. They throw in more effects. I don't know, man. You guys come across the worst Bernie supporters. I don't see these people. I don't see these people. I mean, the most toxic Bernie supporters I've seen have been in like forums. But like I haven't seen any on Twitter. I haven't seen any in real life that were like that. It's still lagging for you via. Well, see that. She gets triggered easily. I don't mind people being biased for knocking door and trying to put lies is something I can't stand. Yeah, see, but I don't. How accurate is this information? I don't know. I just like there's no way every single Bernie Sanders supporter is just fucking toxic. There's no way. Do I believe a large portion of them are fucking jaded and being dickheads? Sure, but and I don't like that line shit either, which is why I'm fucking done with Warren. Andrew asks questions, answers immediately, no spin. They notice. Yeah, it's authentic. Like was I showing my face at the time? It was it's not something I want to answer. And I gotta go back and check and read my notes and think about it. They asked Andrew Yang, and he was like, no, of course not. Of course not. Like he answered so quick. He answered so quick. Like he didn't even have to think about it. No, of course not. I would not let my see how motivated they are once they have to go outside from their phone. I mean, they were motivated in 2015 and 2016. They came out. It was probably like one of the largest younger voter turnouts in a while. But the field is a lot different now. There was no Yang back then. The field is a lot more split. So it would be interesting. You've seen the fundraising numbers. Don't want to support. And I think the biggest competition to Bernie Sanders is Andrew Yang, which is probably why there's so much hostility between the two parties. It's ironic. If Sanders dropped out right now, Yang would be the front runner. Yeah, the enthusiasm was for change. DNC shut that down. Now, do you know what the enthusiasm? Now it's not enthusiasm for change. Now it's jadedness. Now it's just outright anger. That's what it is. Now it's just outright anger. I 100% agree, Patricia. The fact that you guys stuck and it's buffering, I appreciate you all. I got to get this buffering thing fixed. I don't know what it is. Like I said, I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm plugged in with an Ethernet cord. This is bananas. I need to shape up. Look at looking through with me. When I first started it, like there was not even any audio. It was fucking crazy. I got blocked by one angry Bernie supporter over Yang student debt policy. Apparently, they don't want to. When they don't like that you disagree with a policy, go for their. Like, Andrew Yang should be getting covered. Like nobody knew who he was 7 minutes ago. Now, mind you, I had the pleasure of meeting Andrew Yang in New Hampshire at my channel, which is absurd. He remembered my channel. He remembered where I was and what place I was in the Secure the Yang challenge, which was fucking real person. He's a down to earth guy. That's the biggest thing I got from hanging. Cool ass dude. I feel like he's your next door fucking neighbor. And when people see that, when people see how genuine he is and how much of a real person he is, not a fake politician, not a robot, not a Pete, right? When they see the person he is, they can't help but to be like, yo, this, what a breath of fresh air. What a breath. Look, you would think like super nervous when like it was so cool. It was just like, yeah, I've been covering this guy every fucking day. Um it was just cool as hell. Russell said I did better my first time meeting him than he did. So yeah, man. He finding hard to get to you by freedom to remain universal basically mainstream can't change so many lives. Trickle up economy. Damn right. Damn right. All right, guys. So I'm out of here. It is now over 2 hours. I will have update tomorrow. He really did buy more uh views for Twitter than Yang. Like that's insanity. So I'll have that update for you guys tomorrow. Just stay tuned and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hydrate. Yeah, usually I have beard oil in this shit. All right, guys. Go Yang.